Hello and welcome to Avarian weekly livestream. So I'll be playing some Minecraft, well, mostly running around some old server files, cause back in the day we had a server that was set up by daGraveR for JimPlaysGames, and I highly appreciate both of those dudes, and you can actually, and you should most definitely subscribe to JimPlaysGames YouTube channel. It's spelled just like that, without any spaces, I don't think, and I've got back, I think back in April this year, server backups from daGraveR, at least all files themselves. And yesterday I tested it with my local Minecraft server setup. I figured stuff out. Initially, I wanted to allow original folks play it if somebody would happen to stumble upon my stream, but it just not possible, because my provider, my ISP, has IPs protected by NAT, and that basically means that I can't open port of Minecraft to transfer data. Hi Jim, nice to see you, and if you're interested I can actually send an invite for Discord server. So I wanted to open this server not just locally on my current PC which it's running on, but I wanted to open for all of original folks. I even converted from user IDs to actual user logins, to whitelist all of the people, and I did that, but then I figured that, oh, my ISP has not, and that means I can do port forwarding. That means that I can't really run server over internet. Everything should be fine. I do believe I have things switched. So feel free to spoil this IP, because it's just, you know, it's your loopback interface. So it's not very private. And I think there is no lag. We are doing fine. And I have so much nostalgic feeling about this kind of place. It was mostly nice, and pretty much 99% of people turned out to be great. And it's always nice when you don't have to protect server stuff by extra plugins like I was doing on my little thing back in the day with LWC and stuff like that, because no one will grief, because you know everybody you invited. So that's kind of nice. Well, technically not, because I started it to set up the server and test the server for the luck and stuff yesterday. When I was tweeting about it, I was actually doing that to test if things will work, and it happens that server has GUI interface, but that GUI is really simple, really primitive, but it really takes a lot of system resources. So I was having terrible lags, and it just happened that you have no GUI options, and then everything is fine. But enough about that. First of all, I don't really want to show you my little place. Well, I will, but in a second. Here's Jim's place, which is currently who is. Ooh, fuck. Yeah, have to be careful. So that's the tower, which wasn't really fully finished ever, but yeah, it's pretty glorious and pretty tall. Although Palaventris has a giant skyscraper, which is literally sky and, well, scraping, because it's in the sky, and it's just, I think it goes up to the build limit of 256 blocks. And there is Amiborg's kind of Chinese or Japanese pagoda thing, I think it's called so, which looked nice. I remember we were having a server tour back after we killed a Nether Dragon. Oh, not Nether, Ender Dragon, of course. I'm messing stuff up. And here's my little place, which is pretty compact because you want to have your crafting recipes and crafting ingredients all in one place, so you wouldn't want to walk around. Obviously, I have a lot of saddles, as you can see. A whole bunch of them, and armors never used. I think I had like maybe one horse, but I don't think I had it now. I have it now, and there are some building stuff in categories with labels around. Some variables and that sort of business. And I think on the second floor I should have somewhere over here, maybe, yeah, this little place. Well, I'm not going to stay here for long, because yeah, that's why I don't want to put disk inside, because it will pop out when it's finished playing. And I don't really want to lose it. And if we're talking about records, I guess I could actually show you the ones I have. So of course you can find some of them, a few of them, in chests in dungeons, but for the most part, most of them were farmed from creepers. And I don't know if it still works, but back in the day, if you will manage to get a creeper killed by a skeleton, then it will drop one of records randomly. And that's kind of hard, but as you can see, I've got a few of those. But my main project on the server was, well, a couple of beacons and railway lines. So do I have? Yes, I have a minecart. That's just a little stuff, kinda a tower built in the wall, which is, I mean, kinda neat, with all the Belarusian flag pattern, white, red, white. It's historical thing that is not really used anymore. And of course you can go down both ways. We have here initial way, and also I have more regular way, just manual stuff. You can walk the stairs or drop down, and there is a piston door to lock the way from creepers. And there is actually a Dreddy's place, which is going by Pumpkin Glow handle. At the moment, I can recommend subscribing to her channel too, for people who will be watching this Twitch archive on YouTube. I think I will cut it in like episodes, or maybe just get it as a whole at some point for YouTube, because I think I want to have it at least for myself and maybe some other people. So here I have my second Minecraft line, which wasn't initially furnished in the tunnel itself, but then around 2015 or even 2016, I think, server got shut down at around 2016 actually, after no people were playing on it, so that's only fair. So it took me quite a lot of time to get this tunnel all the way to actual server village, spawn village. So of course I wouldn't be walking just like that by foot like a peasant. Instead of that, I will go first here, yeah, little piston, on this cheap but safe way. It's nice to have something like that. I think I had initially stuff built on the ground level, but then I replaced it because I needed something safer. And I don't remember who built this minecart station. That wasn't my job. Maybe we have some sort of some sort of sign around. Not quite sure. And I definitely don't remember who lived here. Yeah, no labels. Okay. We have more interesting places to visit. Yeah, it looks interesting. With all that lava, which wasn't initially there. I think someone decided to revamp the place and make it more interesting. In a way. So, start. And go back. Yeah, and Poloventris actually has his skyscraper, like, I think like couple thousand blocks from here. And initially, I've dug and built under kinda way with a tunnel for minecart. And Paula helped me with the tunnel, like with half of it, and then I've placed most of the rails, so that was a nice project. And later I've built another minecart system, but in the nether, so it goes like 8 times faster. So that was pretty dangerous. You can imagine building like a little tunnel completely encapsulated to prevent casts destroying it over lava, and couple nether fortresses was questionably safe. So yeah, I still finished it, and it made like a path shorter from like 30 minutes to 10 or something. And here's our little town on the server. That's my, not really a chapel, more of a beacon shrine of sorts. Here goes my little server village place. So like a temporary location to hang around, which looks pretty nice. And I believe that little minecart line, that's maybe Songstress, or who is that? Someone of them, let me see. Oh. Or maybe Starcloak. Someone of those people. Station, bring your own, yeah, minecart, horse. I can see signatures. Yeah, but yeah, it's kinda glorious. I don't know if it was built with like cheats and opt accounts, because imagine placing all these glass blocks manually over the air. That's kinda crazy task, but a huge respect if it was actually built genuinely. That's something that is actually pretty spectacular, especially since you have to keep this pattern running, and it's not easy at all, especially when it comes to non-square patterns. Here it's kinda round, well, as round as it can be in Minecraft. So, initially, when people were actually playing on the server, I never finished the internal part of this little shrine. I got the beacon itself running, but like decorations weren't finished. But then, around 2015 or 2016, I just finished it for my sake, and it was always meant to look like sort of this. So here we have just this little place, as you can see, encased in some nice rocks and glass blocks. And here it sort of emulates overworld, so overground level, with wool and some light, with sun, sort of yellowish color, and we have clouds, and I even farmed some, how's it called? Lantern, but what kind of lantern? I don't remember how it's called. Basically you farm from Ocean Temple, that sort of stuff. I believe actually you, Jim, built a farm for it, so I used it to get some of stuff here, which was working better than regular sort of glass, because it kind of matches white color of clouds. Yeah, sea lanterns, thank you. You can tell that I haven't played Minecraft properly for like 3 to 4 years already, so I'm not in the know, most definitely, but I do remember some stuff and I have some kind of fond memories. Here goes our nether portal, obviously, and there is some stuff over here. Yeah, that's my station. That goes for a couple thousand blocks to Planetary's place. Yeah, Belarus and Finland. Yeah, goes over here and there, and yeah, I'm not going to write it now, because it will spend... yeah, I will waste actually way too much time for it. And it's got pretty much abandoned after I finished proper nether line. We have some stuff here, obviously, and I think actual spawn is located here. And spawn was protected, and that's why we have some broken stuff here, like things got exploded. And no one could fix it since, well, like only 1 or 2 people had uprights. And other players couldn't replace damages from creepers. And this kind of folks. And I think I've seen like a couple creepers there. I'm not sure that it's a good idea to mess with them. Okay. Still have some nice stuff. Oh. Wait a second. Nice. Yeah, Minecraft actually is updating pretty nicely. Bunch of nice stuff, and it was kinda not really popular for a while. After some time, oh, crap, that's way too much for me at the moment. But now it's alive and thriving for a lot of people. So I need some food. Let me have something, like maybe a bit of chicken. Yeah, okay. Fine. There is a little place with a note block melody. I think it got screwed up at some point, but yeah, I can still try to play it and make it safe. So let's see. Do we have oh crap, another creeper. And do we have any signs? Who built it? Oh, Wonder Miner. Okay. 5th of October 2014. Yeah, it was almost 5 years ago. But where it starts? Is it like here? No, the melody is actually okay, and it's finely tuned. Better than I thought. Or at least better than I remembered. That's a bunch of work, because all of those blocks got placed. Ooh. Funk. Well, the fine thing is that this is server backup, so that's not a big deal. We can fix it easily, and actually, since I'm up, is it like game mode? Okay, that's much better. A bit of cheating will never hurt anyone, right? Yep. It's never happened, guys. Well, almost. How it was, I think we had another part of this. But here's KFC, and it has this kind of chicken production machine that sometimes breaking, and you can fix it. And I fixed it twice, but it was kind of messy, because you can get stuck there easily, and if you don't have uprights, then good luck getting out of here if you get stuck like downwards. And I don't even know if it's like chunk loading proof. Like if you load and load chunks and it's running at that point, will it break or not? Or was it the reason it was breaking every once in a while? Probably, maybe, I'm not freaking sure. And of course there is chicken on the menu. With some toilets. Yeah, this kind of toilets. That's kinda artistic impression. Offset toilets. But my initial place was not there on the mountain then where I settled with actually Dreddy underneath. We happened to pretty much at the same place at the same time, so then it was a little bit funny. So I had to limit my building plans to not go way too low, so I wouldn't break into her glorious place. And my initial house I shared with Amiborg was somewhere there, yeah. Then he rebuilt it into this sort of rounded place, which is pretty good looking as well. As you can see here, it's kind of spectacular. And maybe, don't hold on to my word, but maybe I'll get like a server tour afterwards, like in a week or two or somewhere at some point, with this sort of admin modes, because now with these server files with admin privileges, I can actually fly and get nice angles with a smooth movement that will improve this kind of stuff a lot. Yeah, that's nice. So let's go back. I had some fights over there in that direction, by the way. I remember this, but I don't remember the person. Huh. Do we have a sign? Yeah, I think. Warp cannon. House and trees. Trees indeed. Aligned in absolutely perfect symmetrical way. So let's go back and travel to Pleventress's place, and I'll show you my nether tunnel, which was pretty nice as well. And there was yeah, actually this place in between, a little strange weird home, which is kinda nice. By 356 UK I think he is going by Mark the Sparks these days. And that's kinda neat. I always liked it when I was going around. And by the way, this road was also built by me from this airlock, initial airlock from my place. Yeah, Avarian stuff. You can go there and then just climb up by the stairs, which I showed you before. Oh, yeah. So I'm probably messing that stuff up. And it's no wonder that I don't remember NicenGames playing too much, because I don't think he was playing a lot. Like, he was certainly attending the stream during which the whole thing got set up and built initially, but I don't think he played much afterwards. And by the way, it's kinda pretty sad that he's not doing videos these days, because I really liked his stuff, but you know, times change, life's changing, and sometimes you just don't have any time spare for your old hobby. So it's just nice that I can appreciate all of this, all of people's efforts, and still have some memories brought back, because Mr. daGraveR shared files back in the April, and I only managed to get stuff now. I should have been doing that earlier, but I was doing like Darksiders playthroughs at the time. I'm still doing this. I just traveled to Vitebsk because my dad has like some health issues. So after that stuff and a lot of time spent, I just was out of really any sort of you know, stamina to make a sensible commentary for a playthrough, so I decided to just go with this Minecraft stuff, which is pretty neat. And as you can see, there is not a lot to look at for this segment, at least, because it goes through the mountain, but I think on the next part somewhere I should maybe have glass segments, maybe not, I don't remember. And we are going inside of glass section. As you can see, there is a little frame, block frame, right in front of me, because it stops pigmen that are randomly spawning in nether, even if everything is lit up. And they can walk on rails and that will stop you, so that kinda sucked. So I decided to put glass blocks all over it, and since it's transparent block you don't suffocate, which is a nice bonus. Yeah, one nether fortress, and we had more nether fortresses, I think. Oh yeah, first chunk. That's a whole bunch of blocks still, as you can see. And the task was pretty dangerous and resource consuming, because I didn't want to build it out of netherrack. Netherrack is kind of primitive and pretty fragile. I think it's like half of durability of stone, so any possible explosion will destroy a lot of actual chunk of this tunnel, which would suck, especially over lava, or this kind of lava ocean. So I think it was worth it in the end, because I not only built it for polar interest and myself, but I set up a little like tower hole with a couple farms over there to do something about it. And a little hole for this side. For a proper station, not just a primitive end of a tunnel. And I wish I was more talkative back then, because I always wanted to do some collaborations in this sort of place, but there wasn't a lot of people in first place. And then I obviously not the most sociable person in the world, because I think I'm a pretty introvert character. So it was always kinda hard to start talking to just people who I kinda know, but not to the level that I can just possibly annoy someone, but asking to play like with me or do some stuff together. I wasn't too sure if it's okay or not, so I decided to just avoid it. But even with that, I managed to do a couple of things. Because initial overworld tunnel, Minecraft tunnel, was like 50% built by polar interest, and then I built like rails, and the other half. Oh, crap. Yeah, that. And loading, and loading, and loading. Thankfully, it's a local server, so... Oh, we have instant portal, that's bad. Yeah, because we have to go outside here. And that's my little place. I think it would be better seen here. Which is kinda nice, and it's kinda symmetrical, but... It's a tower-looking thing with the sections. Not the most practical configuration, but I wanted to mostly make it look good. And there is obviously this little path and farming stuff, which is protected. It was always hard for me to light up the place to minimize unnecessary torches, because they are not looking too amazing if they are just randomly put all over the place. So I've replaced some of this stuff with lanterns to ideally like light it up, so we don't have blocks that are lit under like 9 level of chunk kinda light. And the actual Parliamentary skyscraper is a little bit farther, because I have another Minecraft line, surprise surprise. Avarian Cartways Company. Yeah, I want minecart. Let's go. It's partially underground, and then some of it goes overground to just save on resources. Because when you have to dig through and then build everything, is just like twice the work, and then you're actually wasting your tools, like picks and stuff. And sometimes you can run into a ravine or something, which is not amazing. And the original tunnel to this place actually went into a dungeon at some point, so it was kind of dangerous. And there is Parliamentar's place. As you can see, it's kinda pretty nice. Yeah. With a lot of colored sheep. And this base, which is not looking too spectacularly from this perspective, but if you will ride it all the way up, it will be way more glorious. So I think I want to do up maybe myself to not break stuff, or maybe it's fine. Now, as you can see, this sort of boosters kind of placed, well, in way too much of a quantity, because you don't need to put the whole line. You like put a couple of those, and then you can put like 3 or 4 just basic blocks, but obviously golden rails look much better, so for decorations I guess it's actually pretty good. And this, I mean, that's not the most glorious architecture ever, but imagine the effort behind building all of this. That's not a tiny build, especially with all these patterns. That's not a simple floor. That's wool colored in different ways, and that's why you have all of these rainbow ships. And basically every chunk of it has a different pattern. So that's quite a freaking lot of work. And it goes even higher, as you can see. And is it F3? Whereas, yeah, it's like almost to the top. Here's 254, that's this block, and yeah, that's pretty much the build limit. Maybe you could build one block higher, but that's pretty much as high as you can go. A lot of work. That's just something that I couldn't have possibly done. I usually prefer something that is, well, way more compact, because, yeah. That's pretty spectacular. And it's literally scraping the sky, as you can see. And it's not just scraping the sky, but it is in the sky. This kinda sky haven. And that's my little station. So people could travel more easily back and forth. Around here. So what do we have left? There are a couple different places. Yeah, thanks for coming here, Jim. I always appreciate it, and it's always nice to see you doing videos on a more like periodic basis than before, especially since you have your actual job. And obviously making Minecraft videos in a sensible way, especially playthroughs, when there is often a lot of work behind just like 20 minutes of episode. Like that time you had to figure out technical aspects of why Deus Ex not really running well. And since that's a spectacular but an old game, not necessarily a lot of people will watch that sort of stuff, so I very much appreciate your effort. And I'm also glad that Patreon campaign works more or less well for you. Let's jump around. Oh, yeah, it's pretty nice. And I think I have the entrance to original railway somewhere around here. Maybe it's in the same place. No. Where was that? I do remember I had the line, I just don't remember where it was. Initial Polaventris line. And Polaventris itself located over there, diagonally. It's probably, oh yeah, now I remember, it goes to Polaventris place, and then That's why I built this railway line. I run straight to him and then come back, so I'll go there. Somewhere this direction, yeah. I remember running and jumping around these trees, because that's like not the most flat surface, but you can jump around without hitting creepers, which kinda helps. I don't think mobs spawn on leaves, at least naturally generated leaves. And there should be a, like maybe this place. Here. The terminal. It was never decorated, really. But it was functional. Oh, the Great Polar Tunnel. Cuz, you know, Polarventress. He has a channel as well, and he's not really doing a lot of videos these days, but sometimes you can catch him streaming, and he's not keeping Twitch archives, so if you will follow him on Twitch .tv/Polarventress, I highly recommend turning on like email notifications. Yeah. And just so you can see, that's like 6,400 X and 6,700 Z. And if we go to P like 0, 200, 0 maybe. Yeah. That's like not just 2,000 blocks. I actually was mistaken when I was thinking about that. But it's like almost 7,000 blocks one way, and then 7,000 the other way. The crazy task. Absolutely crazy, but kinda spectacular. And yeah, thanks Jim, see you later, and thanks for all you have done for our little community. Always appreciated. I think I now will build some monument for all the people that was playing there. I have few IDs, so I know their names. I can put it somewhere here. Somewhere near. How many names do I have? Like around 20, I think. So let's take this. Where do I want to put it? Not necessarily here. Somewhere near the central spot. Maybe in the chapel. Or, you know, shrine. Yeah, like somewhere here. The Wall of Fame. So, first of all, obviously, where do I have it? daGraveR and Tiberiusberg and then I want to have here what do we have? Some people changed Minecraft names since you know, back in the day, so it's kind of changed. Pumpkin Glow, formerly known as Dreddy or Gloom Dreddy. Did we have Specky over here? I think we did, maybe not on the second season. But maybe I'm wrong. So much time passed. I think we'll just go with alphabetical order. Or I remember we have Ia 11 on the old server, like initial run of it. Probably not on this season. Because there was a thing before this thing. And I have server tour videos, which I may show you in the end. And just for YouTube people as well. They're still both on my channel, and I probably will not show you the versions I have locally saved, because I got permission for music I used from people, but then those people decided to sell this music to labels, and then labels got rights to that music, and even though I got technically permissions to use it, they still, after a couple years of these videos being completely fine, they just content ID'd me. Well, at least that wasn't a copyright strike, so I had to swap music for you know, something else with audio swap. Which is kind of hard when you have a 10-minute video or like 6-minute video, and most of the nice songs that fit the theme are like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So yeah, and you can't have more than one song per your thing. At least you couldn't back then. So that kind of sucked too. Yeah, I think we'll put Polar Interest, because Polar Interest is indeed a glorious person. Fight me if you think otherwise. So and the rest will go like this. Namco, Build Roma, Thomas 1981, Star Cloak, is it known like this? And then we have Bobby Oxygen, Bitchev, Impkeeper, actually capital K, so I should respect that and maintain this order. Maven of Mirth. I think that's another case of people changing logins or player names, because I don't think we had anyone with this name back in the day. Once again, that could be memory failing me, but I don't think really. Amiborg. Songstress. Reto 81, or maybe Reto, since, you know, Finland forever. Warp cannon. Is it like that? Yes. I'm not messing stuff up. That's nice. Nice change indeed. And rope GW. And who do we have else? Koala Brownie. That's an interesting name. That's for sure pretty sweet. Brownie, if it's like a type of a sort of cake. And koala. Both things are very nice indeed. Mark the Sparks. Also very fine dude. Wonderminer. Never knew him too much, but probably quite nice person as well. Now already spelled and put pumpkin glow, so the last one is Excalibur 88. 2019 8/12 12th of August, that is. LastofAvari. It's interesting how you have this minus, this kind of dash thing here properly pixel thick, but when you edit in, it's just very thin line. Yeah, interesting how Minecraft fonts work. But anyway, it's day 58,500, which is pretty spectacular. Of course, a lot of these days server had no people on it, but I think that it was maintained for this many days. It's already quite glorious, especially since we have to thank daGraveR many times, since he actually set up his this server. That's his server on his kind of resources. I don't know if he's like admin someplace, or he just especially for Jim and people registered it and paid his own money. But that was actually pretty nice, because a reliable server, even if it's just a vanilla server, is not cheap, especially when you're running it like for a few years. And it has maintained like 10 or 20 people at the same time. Obviously, most of the time there was like just a few people playing it, but since it had to be maintained for initial release and event when people were going around and building their basic homes when it just started, and Jim was streaming actually. And I had archive of videos, I think, that I've put. I asked Jim if I can record my perspective and grab the audios from his point of view. So he granted me permission, so it was pretty nice. And I think I should still have videos in my Minecraft like playlists. You can check out my playlist on youtube.com/LastofAvari. It has some legacy stuff, I do believe. So yeah, that was the day. And already hour passed, so I think we can end up with watching two videos. The first video features the first season of this server, and then the second video is featuring some point during the second season, this season of the server, with this world. And that's one of let me see. We should have a sign, right? Somewhere. And this place, it's literally a little bit down from my Avarian HQ. It had a sign, but I don't know if it still had it, like, at the time of server shutdown. Okay, maybe we have it somewhere lower. Oh yeah, we have sign here. Starcloak. That's her little house, like sorta maybe like a medievalish in a way, like in a Skyrim way, if you catch my drift. So let's go back, so I would be actually safe. My glorious cow farm, by the way, and ships that I was using for coloring, for various decorations, for like flags, carpets and stuff. And I want to go back to game mode, survival. Do I? And I don't do that. I tab, I think. Yes. To autocomplete. It works in different consoles in a different way. Let's go. So here's the first season server tour of JimPlaysGames server, powered by daGraveR. Okay, so that was the first season. Well, let's get to the second one, and I should probably shut down server just in case. Stop to save on my network interface. Of course, it's just internal thing, but yellow. So let's copy the other one. Okay, so that was 2 videos of my Minecraft World Tour playlist. You can watch the rest of them in said playlist, which is obviously public. from one of the very first worlds they ever made to, well, this thing. I will post it in the chat so you could see it, and I'll probably download videos and edit them in for YouTube version of this recording, because I keep local recording on livestream. I think it got buffered at some point during the playback of those videos of YouTube. Stuff got slightly overloaded, I suppose, even though it really shouldn't be. Like if I'm uploading, I have like 10 megabit upload and I only stream with around 3400 kilobits. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks again to Jim for joining and retweeting, and thanks for all YouTube people. If you played back in the day, you've seen the names when I was placing them on Wall of Fame. In the end of the stream, if you was one of those people, feel free to leave a comment for some Minecraft nostalgia indeed. And yeah, see you when I see you.